A number of times I get asked how we structure, run, and design our business coaching practice over here in Luxembourg. So I thought I'd put together a quick audio with some slides, a slide presentation, and to give you an overview of how we do it, the framework, the structure, so the principles that we use that you can take away and hopefully if it helps build into your coaching practice, your training business or consulting firm. So this is our company. We are a family business. There's only three of us in the team here, and Lynn, my wife, my boss, does all the hard work, as everybody knows, and I just do the noisy stuff at the front of house. But a quick overview of the practice. We are based in Luxembourg. We have offices in Luxembourg. We have offices in the UK. We have clients now in about 32 countries, and a variety of businesses. Anything from large banks, investment banks, and insurance companies, all the way across to warehousing, manufacturing, accounting firms, and everything in between. So we have a range of products, a range of services, and we're very fortunate to have some very cool clients as well. And this is really how we structured our business so we could cope with it. We run the business only 3 days a week, which means we do business coaching on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Mondays and Fridays are either clear, or we can choose to do events and workshops or conference or speaking gigs or travel planning or anything like that. So in principle, we run our business in 3 days operational per week, and that enables us to have some really good balance and do some travel and get some sleep as well. So the first thing we did when we designed the practice, and this is going back some time ago now when we first put it all into play, we decided what to productize it. What are our programs? What do we deliver? What does it look like? So we have three types of programs in the business. We have business coaching, which is typically working with business owners, entrepreneurs, for anything from a startup company through to a multi-million international business. It really doesn't matter. We have a range of business coaching programs to suit. Then we have executive coaching, where we work typically with a director, a CEO, or a senior manager in a business, maybe a large corporate, a large company, and I work with them in terms of their department, their division, or their personal career and development. And the final one we have, or the third one we have, is group coaching, where this again, typically this is for maybe startups, or maybe people are thinking about getting into business, or people have got a part-time business and they want to scale it and go full-time. And this is where we get together once a month with some email support in between. So we built these programs so we could service our target market. And this is where we make the invisible, intangible coaching stuff that people talk about into a tangible product or program that people can see, they understand it, and this is how we productize it. So a bit more detail on maybe the business coaching, for example, and we do this for all our programs. But here's an example of how we structure it. I think having a structure around the products is very important. It helps me understand them, it helps me pitch them, helps me sell them, and helps the clients understand them. So the business coaching program, for example, would start off with what I call a design meeting. Where are you now? Where do you want to go? And when? And then we put the plan together to get you there. That typically can be a 1 year, 2 year, or 5 year plan or vision or goal or dream or something like that. And then we start putting together the daily, weekly, monthly activities to get you there. So coaching is regular, it's weekly. Every week on the same day, at the same time each week, we have a coaching call or a conversation. I do most of my coaching now, 90% of it over video on Skype or GoToMeeting or Zoom or something similar like that. The coaching sessions take around about an hour, but that's a month's coaching there. So we start the program with a design meeting, and then we're into coaching every week. Over the month, we obviously hit KPIs and numbers and targets, and what that translates into is on a quarterly basis. We have a 90-day sprint pattern. So the 90-day sprint is fixed. We have goals, targets, objectives to achieve. So coaching in month 1, 2, and 3. At the end of that month or the end of that quarter, then we have a planning workshop. So we all get together either in Luxembourg or the UK, and we review the quarter that's gone. We have a theme for the event, maybe sales or marketing or team building, and we plan the next quarter. So really the coaching, the business coaching, is based around a series of 90-day sprints that come together to make 1 year or the first 12 months, and then it's 12 months, 2-year, 5-year, 10-year plans and goals and targets. So that's how we frame the business coaching. I see a lot of coaches out there that sell or promote a batch of 10 coaching sessions or 3 coaching sessions or something like that. Or they'll say to me, oh, you shouldn't have clients for the long term because that makes them dependent on you. Well, I don't subscribe to that. I've never understood that. I have clients who've been with me for a long time. We don't have long-term agreements. We only work month to month with any client, because what I always say to my clients is we base the coaching program on added value rather than contractual terms. So I would suggest you don't just sell a number of coaching sessions, because who knows how long a coaching program should take. And we run for as long as it takes to get the business where it needs to be. So I wouldn't just sell a batch. I wouldn't just have a limited number. And I'm quite comfortable having clients, providing they get value and increase value all the time, having clients in the long term as well. We have clients who've been with us for a number of years now, 5 years, 10 years. One client's been with us now for nearly 14 years. And it doesn't mean that they're dependent on us, not at all. What it means is that we add value to them, contribute to their journey, and they're building a bigger, brighter, better lifestyle and business as we go. And it's a team thing. I'm part of the team, I think. And for as long as there's value in the relationship, we'll keep going. So that's how we structure our coaching programs. Now, step 2 then, and this linked into the coaching, or the executive or the group, is to design some events. And I'll explain a bit more about this a bit later on, but these are workshops or events and seminars. So we have a range of seminars, a range of workshops. All can be delivered in 2-hour, half day, 1 day or 2 days chunks. And so here's a range of sales, marketing, team building, planning and leadership. And I run these workshops. Yes, they make money. I can either pull people in from the public to run a workshop at our offices, or we can deliver this workshop for a client, for a company, or for a conference. So we build these events, but they're all very closely aligned with the programs that we run. So these really go together. So the reason we run the events or have the workshops is not that we're a training business, but all the workshops that we run, they point towards the coaching programs. And what I mean by that is that if we do a sales workshop, for example, yes, we have to give absolute top value from the sales workshop, but people who see us, they meet maybe some of the clients, they meet me, they meet the team, they see what we get up to, much more likely to say, well, how does the coaching program work, if they've seen us on stage or experienced something we do. So the events really are a lead generation strategy. They do stand alone, and we do use it as a product, a profitable product, if you like, as well. But the reason I run the workshops is really to generate leads and inquiries and momentum towards the coaching programs, because that's where the money is, if you like. That's where the profit is in the business. It's very hard to run a business on individual workshops every month, because it's a very short-term cash flow. You're just building the business every month from scratch. On the business coaching, exec and group coaching side, these programs run for a period of time. That's much more elegant in terms of building the business. So you build your workshops that feed through to your programs, and the programs are the key ones to run. So then we have publications. Now, with the workshops that we have, we will put a number of publications together to support and promote those workshops. So, for example, books. We have about 40 books under publication, all things from business to personal development. We have those books published as hard copy. You can buy a copy from the shelf on Amazon or wherever you like. And we have an ebook version as well. So we can use the ebooks as marketing collateral or downloads, or in support of the workshops that we do. We also run a podcast series. This is where I interview either clients or interesting people, 30-minute podcast that's recorded, and that gives us visibility as well. We can run webinars, get groups of people together talking about a subject. And video. Video is very, very powerful. We have a number of videos, either something like this, which is a bit longer than the normal 2 or 3 minutes, but a 2 or 3 minute video up onto YouTube, loaded up onto LinkedIn about a subject of choice, and that raises a lot of visibility, and that can then make people discover us, and then they move towards coming toward one of our workshops or events. Hard copy blogs or written blogs. The beauty of blogs, of course, is if you publish a blog regularly, you can get all the blogs that you've written and stitch them all together and put it into a hard copy book as well. So have a number of publications. Make your ideas, your techniques, your strategy, make it visible to people and give it away. Don't worry about charging for everything. Give tips and ideas away. You're building your credibility, and that will then point towards your workshops, which then point towards your programs. So this is when you have to have this sort of tangibility again of what are your ideas, what are your strategies, what's your take on things, and put it out there in support of the programs and the workshops events that you run. And then step 4 is the marketing. Now, what my marketing really points towards getting people into seminars, events and workshops, because that's where we get the clients from. So I don't market essentially to get coaching clients. What I market towards is to encourage people to come along to one of our events. Maybe it's a LinkedIn local event. It might be a free seminar. It could be a one-day workshop. It doesn't really matter, because what I found is that when people meet us and they see what we get up to and they experience the energy and the style that we adapt, that if they like it, well, then they come and talk to us about a coaching program. So the marketing is varied. For example, here's some ideas, things that we do that you might find useful. I write a column in a magazine in Luxembourg, and every quarter we put 2 or 3 pages in the back of a magazine, and that's on a theme of choice, and that's highly circulated around the financial services sector. Networking, we actually run LinkedIn Local in Luxembourg, and we go to chamber events and other meetings as well to spread the word. And what I find is when I go to networking events, people will say to me, "Oh, I saw your blog, I saw your video, and how gorgeous and entertaining I am." But networking is great to meet people face to face. Speaking engagements, get on stage. And if you're not good at speaking, well, get good at speaking, because being on stage, talking at an event or a networking or a conference or a workshop, anything like that, being on stage is the number one way of attracting people towards you and being in that expert space. Direct mail, the old snail mail, use the older techniques as well. LinkedIn is amazing. Get good on LinkedIn. Put your comments out there, put your structure out there, put your videos, network and build your credibility on LinkedIn. YouTube for your videos. And when you put a video onto YouTube, you can circulate it from YouTube, but equally, if it's a short video, embed it into LinkedIn specifically, rather than pointing people away from LinkedIn. Embed your videos onto LinkedIn as well. Store them on YouTube if you like, but circulate them on LinkedIn as well. Facebook depends on your market. Great for communication, a bit more fun, a bit more light and bright, but have a presence on there. And remember strategic alliances, so they can refer people to you. And then also, obviously, when you get clients, then you have your referrals kicking in as well. And there's loads more things you can do with marketing. These are some of the ones that we use, and we systemize and structure these on a regular basis. And these feed people to our events, sales, marketing, leadership, planning, and team building, from which we get our inquiries through for coaching business as well, coaching clients. So in terms of financials, this is one of the tricks that we use, or the mindset things that we use, is that financially, the irregular activity, all the workshops, the irregular activity is what we use to get the business to break even, to pay the salaries, the wages, the rent, all the fixed costs. And the irregular activity we have, the regular activity we have, is what goes towards profit. Now, the reason we use that in 2 accounts is if I've got to pay the wages for the team and the overheads out of irregular activity, workshops and seminars, every month I've got to do some of those, enough to pay the basic costs, if you like. Now, what that means is that I've got a consistent focus on those marketing activities that push people or point people or encourage people to come onto my programs. And the programs are the profit aspect of the business. But because we're paying our fixed costs out of our irregular income, it means we've got to do the irregular income. And remember, it's those irregular activities, irregular income activities, from which we derive our leads for our profit. So there's a dependency there, and that's where our focus is. So we run the business in our marketing. So we have events and workshops. Those events and workshops point towards our programs, and the marketing points towards the workshops. So as a quick summary for you, I've covered quite a bit of ground there, I suppose. As a summary, we have job number 1, build your programs. What is your product? What is it you're going to deliver? What's the content? What's the structure? What's your niche? And then build some publications around it. Build the books, the videos, the structure that explains all that you do and brings it all to life. With that, then you do your marketing. And the marketing, or our marketing, that points towards the events, not just coaching clients, but events. Now, sometimes we'll get people who go straight from seeing something that we do straight to coaching. That happens, and that's absolutely fine. But the majority of people that we engage with go to an event, a networking event, a seminar, or a workshop. They see what we do, and then they consider coaching. But the events that we run, they must get the business to break even. And that gives a real focus on consistent activity, get those events every month, make sure we break even. And then when we have people registered for coaching, that's when the profit comes. So that's the mechanism we use for building our coaching practice. There's a lot more detail and structure to it, but that gives you an overview of it, of how we approach it, how we productize it, how we market it, and how we structure it from a mindset and financial point of view as well. So I hope that's been interesting, a bit of help. I hope that's made sense. If you'd like to get in touch and have another discussion or come to one of our events or workshops, my email address is on the screen. You can find us on LinkedIn, the website, resultsruleSok.com. And yeah, it'd be great to see you, great to hear your feedback and your thoughts around this and your takeaways and how you run your business. But I thought I'd put that together as an overview, if you like. And I look forward to hearing from you. Hope it was helpful, and I hope to see you at one of our events. In the meantime, take care for now, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.